How many times have I warned you that you shouldn't pick up jellyfish? Her mother intoned, in her heavily accented and poor French. She always believed in speaking the local language if possible. Her mother sighed and grabbed Ichiko by a sand-sprinkled wrist. Well, it's done now. Come along. We need to get you to the clinic. When I get back to Odysseus, I'm definitely going to wipe this, Amy. Ichiko sighed, feeling a momentary stab of guilt. Then she toggled the connection on once more. Sorry, she thought to her Amy. No, the Amy wasn't her mother, but apologizing felt right, even to an artificial intelligence. Not to worry. I take no offense at anything you say, ever. You needn't apologize, but I hope I did briefly take your mind away from your flight. You should find things smoother now. Look at your monitor. You're below the cloud deck and the rough air. A glance showed Ichiko that her Amy was right. The monitor's view was still streaked with the bloody rain. But through the watery distortion, the world had gone dark with gray-black clouds sliding past and massed overhead. Below was a curve of shadowed, vegetation-clad shoreline, outlined by an erratic line of pale white where waves crashed against a shore. The shoreline was interrupted by the mouth of an inlet leading to a narrow bay with a cluster of buildings set on the landward side. Ichiko wondered if that was the town called Dulcia. Beyond the land, an expanse of empty gray-green ocean eventually blended into rain and cloud. Ichiko tried to peer through the mist for a glimpse of Great Inish or the other islands in the archipelago off the main coast, but they were either too far away or lost in the storm. She could feel the pull of the planet's gravity now. Canis Lupus had a radius 1.5 times that of Earth, and the rotation of Odysseus' living quarters had been set to mimic its higher-than-Earth normal gravity. Still, experiencing the reality seemed somehow different and uncomfortable. Ichiko felt too heavy for comfort. Arrival at first base in 5 minutes. The announcement, in a bland and somehow genderless voice, entirely unlike her Amy's, sounded in Ichiko's head, and in the heads of the 2 ensigns as well. They both opened their eyes and sat up, looking around sleepily with a nod in her direction. The shuttle banked sharply, Ichiko's ears clogging with the quick change in air pressure. She yawned, and her ears popped. A green and purple-clad slope was sliding by the monitor, while ahead was an unassuming squat gray building set halfway up its flank with a fast-flowing stream foaming white among the stones alongside it. First base, Ichiko presumed. The ship banked again and settled. She heard the landing jets scream as the shuttle came to a shivering halt in midair, now descending slowly toward the roof of the base as rain dripped from the wings and fuselage. As they touched down, Ichiko saw 2 halves of a dome rising to enclose them. Harsh lights clicked on inside the dome as the shuttle's voice spoke again. Decontamination underway. An orange spray enveloped the shuttle, hissing hard against the outside of the craft and blurring the lights until a fierce wind from the fans ripped the fluid away, leaving the shuttle dry. They began to descend into the base itself, into what Ichiko assumed was the shuttle's bay. The descent ended with a jerk. Outside the window, Ichiko saw the squared end of an airlock extend toward them and latch onto the shuttle's hull. A few moments later, there came the audible pop of a pressure change, and the shuttle's hatch opened, letting in a waft of air that smelled of antiseptic. A woman's head appeared in the opening, arranged somewhere between smile and frown. Ichiko could see the lieutenant's insignia on her uniform workshirt, and the brass nameplate that gave her surname as Bishara. "Welcome to first base," she said. "Grab your gear, people." She nodded to the ensigns. "You 2 report to Chief McDermott on level 2. You know the way." They saluted her, pulled their duffels from the overhead compartment, and were off through the airlock. Bishara's pale, almost colorless eyes found Ichiko. "Dr. Aguilar, you can come with me." Ichiko grabbed the handles of her own duffel and swung it down, then followed Lieutenant Bishara through the airlock tube and into a room inside the base, the tube slowly accordioning in behind them as they walked. She somehow felt heavier here than on Odysseus. "It's just in your head," Amy commented, and Ichiko glanced quickly at her ring finger.